But I can, if we will take a little more time, tell you quite a little bit about the community building. When it first was built, my brother was young, so it must have been right around, I would say, 1933 or 30, maybe about 33 or 4. I'm guessing on that because I don't think there's a record. But everything that was took place in Blue River took place in the community building, and it was everything from Christmas programs, and the stage was there a long time. We had Christmas programs, we had school programs, which we call lyceums, and we had dances. And at Christmas, the ladies would have a bake sale at the same time. And I remember being in a few of the plays, but I was just little, and the high school kids had them mostly, until everybody used it. We had graduation.
Tell me about your line that you had when you were just little in the Christmas play.
Yeah, it was, apparently they did Cinderella, and so I was just little, and certainly not in high school, and they gave me a little bitty part in it, and so they said, all right, Connie, this is what you say. So I said, on her 16th birthday, she will pick her finger on a shuttle, and then she will die. Well, that was my part, but I don't know if my brother was in that one or not, but I remember one time he was in a play that the high school had, and he deliberately fell off the stage. Of course, that was a big deal, but everything he did was a big deal, I guess, he thought. Anyway, back to the hall. We had beautiful proms. You look forward to everything. Every time somebody got married, they always had a wedding dance, and everybody went to the wedding dance. And like I say, a few funerals I can remember. That was more recent. And the Gospel Hall always had their meetings in the fall in the community building. We had, well, anything that, as I say, that was going on that we needed space for, that's where to be. I guess the best part was the basketball games, and the stage was still there, so the pep band set up on the stage. This was in the late 40s and early 50s, and excuse me, they had basketball games, and the pep band played for that, and the cheerleaders stood up in the front by the stage. And those were, and I guess our greatest game that we look forward to all year, didn't always win, but when we did, it was colossal. And that was when we beat Muscadet. Muscadet was our rival from day one, and my mother told me when she was in high school, they were their rivals too.
And tell me your mother's name, who was...
Oh, Camilla Berry Powers.
Okay.
Yeah, and she lived in Blue River. And when those of you who are a little bit older remember at the school lunches, my mom was the head cook at the school lunch program, and the kids said, it was good food.
It was good food. I can tell. I'm old enough I can testify to that. Absolutely. The best.
Yeah, the school lunches started in the basement of the community building. Daisy Shores was a lady, and I think Mrs. Stanitska, Emma Stanitska, was there. Yeah. And for a while, I remember Florence Adams. She helped, and then later on, I think Marge Jorgensen's, who was a teacher in Blue River, her mother,
Pearl
Jorgensen.
Well, I'm not saying the right name, am I?
Oh dear, I don't dare pull a. Oh no.
Pippin.
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 There we go. Yeah, yeah. Nice lady. Nice lady. All the ladies were nice. They all got along. The meals left a little to be desired. They weren't. They were far cry from I don't know what. We might have a chocolate pudding in a little dish, and you could hold it upside down and it would never fall out. And then we had maybe just noodles with some kind of cereal, and had a lot of Spanish rice.
Oh.
But it seems like there was always some homemade bread. That kind of took the curse off of it.
Yeah.
And so that was about it. And if you have a wedding, we had wedding receptions there, and things. I don't remember any baptisms, so we had a church for that. But I'll think of more probably when I'm in bed tonight. So I could tell lots of things more, but I've taken up my time and probably someone else's.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Tell me your dad's name before we finish up.
Okay, Carl Powers. He was a plasterer and a carpenter, and he lived. And he had a brother, Emmett Powers, and he had a barber shop there in town.
Okay.
And the tobacco warehouse was built by my grandpa way back in about 1900. I'm guessing now, but I think that's when it was. It used to be a dance hall, and it used to be a bar. And even though Grandpa never drank, I give him credit for that. And that was kind of the spot at the time.
And this was your Grandpa Barry that built the...
Yes, Grandpa Clyde Barry.
Clyde
yeah.
Barry.
He
okay.
also built the house that's just north of the community building that Ina and John Tistel lived in. Yeah, that's where they lived until my mother was about 6 years old. And then my grandmother, Myrtia Dunn, had married Clyde, and she died. She had pneumonia, and that was another story. Yeah, so
Right.
that's all I dare take your time for now, I think.
Well, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.